Well, let's get more now on the energy market operators' warnings about the risk of power shortages in coming years. Daniel Westerman is the CEO of the Australian Energy Market Operator, and he joins us now from Melbourne. Good morning, Daniel. Thanks for your time.
Morning, Kath.
The report says the grid outlook has improved. Why is that?
Look, the outlook for reliability over the forecast period, which is a 10-year period ahead, really has improved from this time last year. A number of factors in there, predominantly the continued investment in renewable energy and storage that have been coming onto the grid. A little bit to do with the life extension of a coal-fired power station in New South Wales. I guess the commitment of some more transmission that's become much more certain. And possibly a slightly lower demand outlook have all contributed to a stronger reliability outlook for the 10-year period.
Okay.
It is though a reminder that these coal-fired power stations, they're old. They are retiring. In fact, a third of today's coal-fired power stations have told us that they are retiring in the 10-year period. So it is absolutely critical that the investment in new generation and storage and transmission is delivered on time and in full.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that, because this grid stability really comes with a bit of a catch, that these renewable projects are delivered on time. How confident are you that the investments in new generation will be delivered on time and, as you say, in full?
Well, what we know is that Australia's grid, which is around about 64 gigawatts of generation, has a very strong pipeline of future projects that are ready and able to be delivered. Now, what needs to happen for those projects to be delivered is that they have to take investment decisions, buy their kit and construct the projects and connect them into the grid. That pipeline of projects is around 4 times the current size of the grid. So the projects are there. They do just need to be delivered. Now, Australia is going through an energy transition because our coal-fired power stations are retiring, and energy demand is growing as we electrify parts of our economy. We're not the only country in the world who's going through this, so there are global challenges, but it's a real call to action for each of us and for investors and for governments to lean in and really get confidence in the delivery of the projects, which are critical.
So then, Daniel, what is the risk that they won't be delivered? And if they're not delivered, what happens to the grid? How soon could we see blackouts?
Well, it is critical that these projects are delivered. We do, within the modelling, we do take some assumptions between when proponents say that they're going to be delivered and when they're actually modelled into the reliability analysis. So there is a small amount of buffer there that's based on a realistic assessment of when projects have come on versus their announced dates.
What does your summer readiness program look like?
Well, what we know about this summer at the moment is that the forecast is for a relatively average summer, so not too hot, but not cold and wet either. So what we need to be is prepared for periods of hot weather that do come. Even in a mild summer, we can get periods of quite hot weather, and that does create high demand. If there are periods of high demand and coal-fired power stations, for example, have low reliability, then that does create stress on the grid. We're doing all of the things that you would expect us to do to be prepared for that. We're procuring additional reserves. We're going through a comprehensive summer readiness program. So we're absolutely as prepared as we can be for this summer.
Okay.
And for the years ahead, it's all about making sure that that investment that is in the pipeline is delivered on time and in full.
Yeah, you mentioned in the years ahead, this is a 10-year report. We know that there is more than likely to be a federal election next year. We know that Labor is looking to reach 82% of renewables by 2030. The Coalition's policy is somewhat different, limiting investment in renewables in favour of potentially nuclear plants. Where does this leave the grid then?
Well, what we know is that there is a big pipeline of projects, renewable energy, batteries and gas plants that are needed to deliver the lowest cost energy for energy consumers, connected in with new transmission that is the lowest cost source of reliable energy. So we do need those investments to be delivered to make sure that the electricity is reliable for all of us when we need it.
Daniel Westerman, thank you very much for joining us here on ABC Mornings.
Thank you.